Hi, Paula.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Good. A little nervous.
Are
good.
you?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, what makes you the most, like, what makes you nervous? What's the concern?
I overthink stuff. So,
Really?
I mean, English is not my first language. So I'm
Right.
like, I get nervous. So I'm like, my accent's going to come out. I'm not going to say things right. And I've been overthinking this since you started.
Have you really been thinking about the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I've been telling like Aaron and Sydney, like, oh my God, you guys did so great. And watching theirs makes me more nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, oh, you guys are so well spoken. And so I'm nervous about my accent and whatever.
Your accent's great. It's part of who you are.
Yeah, that's what Dawn has said. But I think when I get nervous, it's stronger. I don't know. But yeah, it's me.
It's going to be great. And yes, it's you. Hi, Paula. It's great to see you and sit across from you.
You too.
You are on deck.
That's awesome.
How about that?
That's great.
I was giving a lot of thought to our conversation today, and you have been here at the agency for 7.5 years.
Yeah.
In September, and I want to say it might even be like September 2013, somewhere around there.
September 16th.
16th.
I remember because it was a day after my dad's birthday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it will be 8 years coming up this fall.
Oh my gosh.
And interestingly enough, you and Aaron really started right around the same time.
Yeah, I started. Aaron started a week after me, but yeah, it's been awesome.
So it should be noted that for those who are just watching for the first time and getting to know you, that you, Paula, are one of our graphic designers.
Yes.
Actually, our most tenured graphic designer, if we were really to put it on the calendar, because you've got Aaron beat out by about a week or two. And you're a very creative person. You're a great designer. You're a very pleasant and warm person, and you've been a great member of our crew for a long time. So I wanted to start off by thanking you.
Oh, thank you
for that. And not only are you a hard worker and a great graphic designer and a great member of the crew, but you've done all that while also, beginning and raising a family.
Yes.
Which is a hard thing to do.
Yes.
How do you find balancing the work and being a mom to be?
Well, with the help of my husband, obviously, but it also has to do with the team that I have, and you and Tammy. Always, like, whenever I've had a problem or something at home, you guys have been there to like help me out and stuff. But it's mostly the help of my husband also. Like,
right.
he's a great dad, so I don't need to be asking him for stuff. Like, he's on it. But it's not easy, but it's doable with the help of like having people there to help you out. Yeah,
family really makes a big difference, and it's a group effort raising children, isn't it? As you know, I'm 3 years in now, a little over 3 years in with our children, and it's a full-time job.
Oh yeah.
And you really have to have good teamwork as husband and wife and husband to be able to accomplish it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do it without my husband or like the support of family. Like you said, it takes a village to raise kids, and it really does.
Well, I'm glad you've been able to do it, and I know that we have had some times where we've flexed in service of you being able to bring your family into the world, and I think that that's been real great, and it's great that you've been able to stay here and continue to grow and thrive here at the agency during that period of time.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
When I was thinking about our conversation, I was like, in 7.5 years, and I'm almost ashamed to say this, I don't know if we've ever really sat down and had any type of lengthy conversation, you and I. Have we?
No, and that's been, I think, one of the reasons why I've been so nervous, because I'll tell Aaron, like, you've had conversations with Chris, like the most Chris and I have ever talked is about our kids. Like, hey, how's your daughter doing? And that's it. So I'm like, what am I going to talk to him about? Yeah.
Well, I thought what I would like to do is treat this as an opportunity for us to get to know each other a little bit better. And with that being said, I don't know if I know that much about your life story. Mm-hmm. And I would really be curious to hear, if we were to back up, I know you're from New Jersey at some point in time. I can't remember off the top of my head where, but I know that's something that we share. So I guess I would say, let's go back to childhood. What was it like being Paula where you grew up? Tell me what your life was like coming into this world.
I was born in Colombia, in Bogota. And then I moved to Jersey when I was 10 years old. We moved with my mom, my parents have been divorced since I can remember. Okay. So first we moved with just mom here, my two brothers and I. We have uncles and like family here. So mom decided to move us to give us a better future. So we moved to Jersey where my family was. Okay. It was like the Newark area. Okay. So it was a big change for me because in Colombia I lived with my dad. So then moving here, and then in Colombia I used to go to all-girls school. Like it was a Catholic school. Okay. So then coming here and then going to school with like girls and boys, and then not speaking English, it was hard. And my mom was nervous for me for that reason because it was the first time I was going to go to school with boys and girls, not speaking the language. But as nervous as I was, I remember that first day being like I came out smiling, and my mom still tells that story that she was nervous going to pick me up, but when she saw me coming out and like smiling and laughing, she was like, okay, this is good. And then learning the language was hard, but since I was so young, I picked it up fast. We weren't allowed to speak English at home because it was mostly my older brother. He didn't want us to lose the Spanish. Right. Especially my little brother must have been 7 years old. So once you start speaking English at school and if you bring it at home, then that's all we're going to want to speak. So thankfully we weren't allowed to speak English at home. And then, so we lived, then dad came he missed us too much. He couldn't stay back in our country and without us, and I have a lot of admiration for my parents because in Colombia they had an office job. We weren't struggling, but my mom wanted a better future for us and she felt like she could give that to us here. So when we moved here, my mom started working as a painter, painting houses, and that's she worked with only men, right? But she did great, and I saw her struggling, walking in the winter, with just the three of us, and she raised us mainly until my dad came. He also had an office job in Colombia, and then he came here to work. And mom got him a job painting, and so mom painted. Then she created her own business, painting business and cleaning, new constructions. Right. That was her new business, and she did it all surrounded by guys, and it was awesome to see her succeed in a men's world. Men, right? So then 2008 came, and she lost her business and everything. But then again, mom being mom, she's strong. She got her CDL license to drive trucks, and now she's a truck driver again in a men's world. Right. And she's very successful, and she's happy with it. So I have mom to look up to. She's very strong. She never gives up, and yeah, it's awesome. Whenever I tell people, my mom's a truck driver. She drives those big trucks. Does she really drive a big rig? Yeah. She works at the port and she moves the containers. And she's my size, and she drives these big trucks. That's awesome. I think she's only there's only one more lady that works there driving trucks. But mom is awesome. She's very strong. Wow. Let me, if I might, just interrupt you for a second there, because there's a lot of really good information in what you shared. First off, what a powerful and positive role model and impact your mother must have had and has on your life, to see her pick up, leave Colombia, come to a new country, and then just go out and do whatever it takes to succeed, to be able to, provide for you and your family. What when you look at that, what is that? How does that make you feel? It's awesome. I'm proud of her. Seeing her when we moved here, we were living with my aunt in in a small room, the four of us. And then seeing her when she bought her first house, a beautiful house in Union, like it was a nice neighborhood and everything. And it was a very proud moment for her, and for me also, to see her to be able to provide that for us, like a security, and like when like I said, it was a nice neighborhood compared to where we started in Newark, and then to move to Union, it was nice. And I know it was all because of her hard work. It's just awesome to see her now with her own truck, and yeah, she's awesome.
That's great. You know, we're recording, you know, they won't know when watching this, whoever watches it, but you know, we're recording this a day after International Women's Day, right? So how cool that we get to share that story, you know, the day after, to hear, you know, a real success story of your mom and a woman, you know, going out there working hard and in a tough, you know, in a tough environment, right? I mean, Newark, New Jersey, getting up and going out and painting houses. You know, for most people have not been to Newark
and not speaking the language,
right?
So
that's fantastic. What a great story. I'm glad you shared that with me. So now the other question that I derived from your first bit of information there was, when you went to school the first day, right? And you were nervous, but at the end of the day you came out and you had a big smile on your face. What happened during that first day that resulted in that difference of attitude for you from the morning until the afternoon?
Well, I was put with a girl that spoke Spanish, so she was basically like, she guide me through my classes, and she will translate for me. And then I was also in a bilingual class, so then I saw that I wasn't the only one, that there was also other kids like me, with like my parents also came to this country for a better future, and they were learning the language like me. And it was just like, I don't know, a great experience. Like, I just remember coming out of that school, like I see it clearly, and just smiling, and I was happy. I don't know, like I remember my mom telling me, like, oh my God, I was so nervous, because, you know, it's like seeing other cultures, like not speaking the language, like eating lunch in the cafeteria. It was all different from Colombia. So, but it was a great experience. And I mean, there were days that were hard because I couldn't speak the language. There was, I got bullied and stuff. But
did you?
Oh yeah, because like I would say things funny, but you know. Yeah, especially middle school, but whatever.
Kids teasing and what have you. Overall, you know, do you feel that you have, well, I mean, of course you do, but I'd be curious to get more insight on it, a different perspective on life, having experienced the immigrant story, you know, coming from another country and having your family come here to make a better life. Do you feel that your mom's dream of making a better life for you was that it came true? Oh yeah, like her seeing me graduate from college, have a career, have my family, my house, I think that's what she wanted for us. And also my older brother joined the army. Well, he's not there anymore. My little brother, he's also has a great career. So that's what she wanted, to give us a good future. And that's what we're showing her. Like, we also worked hard. I always thought of like graduating, I was doing it for my parents, because I know they came to this country for us. Like, they didn't need to. Like, they had, like I said, a great office job back in Colombia. They had the whole family, their parents, but they moved everything here for us. Like, my dad, he left his, he had his girlfriend back in Colombia. Left her, left his job, that he had been working for years, where he will dress in a suit and everything to come here to work as a painter. And because of the love. Oh yeah, like he couldn't be away from us. And I'm glad, like, you know, a lot of like dads, I guess, don't do that. Like, they just don't leave everything and come for their kids. Like, my dad, like, it's like, yeah, no, like, he didn't have family here. My mom was the one that had like family here, but he only had us. So your parents were already separated at this point in time, and he still came and made a life for himself just to be close to you guys as a family unit. That's so powerful, you know, like that really speaks so much to the power of love and family to be able to make those types of sacrifices.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Okay, so you're from Bogota. Jose's from Bogota.
Yeah.
And, if you listen to the podcast with Jose, we talked a good bit about it. I'm curious to get your perspective of Bogota as a young girl growing up there. What was life like there?
See, I moved here when I turned 10. I don't really...
Too young to remember?
Young, yeah. Like, I remember, like, going out, like, especially when I would go visit my grandparents. I would go outside and play with the kids in the neighborhood. Like, it wasn't danger. Like, I don't... But my grandparents didn't live in Bogota. They lived, like, in a city outside of Bogota. But in Bogota, I wouldn't walk by myself or anything.
Right.
But yeah, it was too small to remember.
Okay.
I was nervous going outside by myself, but I think it was because of things I heard or seeing the news. But yeah, I don't...
Okay, so then I guess my second question there is, what was it about life there? Because you say your mom and dad both had good, office jobs and a level of security for you and the family. What was it about living and growing up in Bogota that from their perspective they said, taking this chance to go to this completely different country and basically starting over is a worthwhile risk for us?
It was like I said, my mom, her brothers moved here. Then my cousin, my uncle moved to Jersey and then took his kids with him. And then I guess just them talking like, hey, I think you'll have a better future here. You'll make more money. And my mom just followed. And then now I think most of my family's here.
Right.
Like I think in Colombia, from my mom's side, I think I only have an uncle and a cousin and 2 aunts that are there. But grandpa, grandma are in Jersey.
Everybody's here.
Yep.
And the bulk of your family is still up in New Jersey, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the only one that's here.
Then what brought you to Florida?
My husband.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got married really young. I got married when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I just had turned 20. God, we met online. So,
did you really?
Yeah. So then also the school that I wanted to go to, the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, it was here and we got married. And then I just moved here by myself. And his family has been awesome. And yeah.
But did you meet up in New Jersey? Or he was here and...
He was here. And I was in Jersey.
It's such a modern day romance, right? Like online, you packed up and headed on down here?
No, it wasn't like an online dating thing, no. It was, I was obsessed with this show, Spanish show. So I went on a website forum, I guess an Univision forum, and people used to talk about the show. I met his cousin, and we exchanged emails, and one day her and I were talking, like on MSN Messenger, and she was like, hey, my cousin's online, you want to talk to my cousin? I was like, sure. And her cousin is my husband now. But I was 15, so we always kept in touch, like online and then on the phone. And then
so this was like almost like this is a 5-year courtship to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Like establishing a relationship.
Well, then I came to his cousin's house when I was 17, and then we met in person.
Right.
And then we felt like, we always knew there was a connection, but then meeting in person, like, obviously changed everything. And
right.
we're like, yeah, let's try this. So we did the long distance thing for 2 years.
Wow.
And then we got married.
You guys are like high school sweethearts, except you met online via an MSN chat room talking about a Univision show.
Yep.
If love is meant to happen, then it will happen.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Like, I never thought, like, little me chatting. Like, I never thought, obviously it would cross my mind, but like him leaving in Florida, Jersey, how is that going to happen? Like, and it did. Like, obviously, when I got married at 20 years old, like, people were like, oh, why are you getting married so young? Like, you're not going to finish school. People started spreading rumors that I was pregnant.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because my family obviously didn't know him. Like,
right.
They didn't know of him. And then you're like, oh, she's getting married. And then only dad, my brother, and mom came to the wedding. And that's it.
So, okay, so let's talk about that. You're 20 years old, you get married. How did you know at that age that you were ready to make that type of a life commitment?
I don't know. It was just comfort, I guess. Like, I would think about my future with him, and I could see a future. I could see us like finishing school, having kids, working together on our careers. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, this might sound corny, but I thought about it with like ex-boyfriends and stuff, and I could never see a future. Like, no.
Right.
But with him, it's different.
You just saw a future.
I felt comfortable like taking that extra step. Even at 20 years, it was scary. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I can imagine it was scary for my parents because I was still in college. But they believed in me, and obviously had a serious conversation with him. Like, hey, is this serious? Like be honest right now, like not just for fun, like.
Right.
And yeah, we did it, and we always had that vision, like we're gonna go to school, mm-hmm. finish our careers, like finish school and then start our careers, and then we'll have kids and stuff. And that's what happened. I finished school first, then he was working part-times and stuff. Mm-hmm. Then he went to school, and I was already working in the field, the graphic design field. And then he graduated. He's an aviation mechanic, and we had our first kid. And now last year we bought 2019 we bought our first house.
That's great. And congratulations. It's so awesome. So, I mean, think about this then. All right, so the story, starting in Colombia, your mom leaving to make a better life. I mean, it's really it's come true in every sense of the word, from her own success and what she went out to do to be able to raise you, to get her house. You guys grow, mm-hmm. you grow up, you get married, you create your family, and you're following your vision with your husband for your life. It's really incredible.
Yeah.
How satisfying. I mean, do you ever stop and go like, wow?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially like I said, like thinking back then, like me talking to him, like, and now here we are. Like, I'm like, I always used to tell him, if we ever end up together, for real, I'm going to write a book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but no, that's not going to happen.
You're not going to write the book? No. Well, how come?
I don't know.
Right.
Maybe one day I'll sit down and write our story.
Write your story.
We'll see what happens.
What was the show? What was this Univision show
It was a kids show. I was 14.
Right.
It was called Cómplices del Rescates in Spanish. It was just a telenovela. It was just...
Okay.
Yeah.
For kids.
For kids.
And you were like, you're that into it that you're going online?
Yeah, I was like, talking about the show, and met his cousin, and now we're still friends, obviously.
That's great.
It's awesome, yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That feels like a good time to dive into at what point in your life did the creativity kick in? When did you discover that you had a talent or a desire to be either in the arts or a graphic designer? I'm curious about that.
Oh, well, I don't draw. I'm not like your typical graphic designer that draws, or I'm not into anime or anything.
Right.
Like my coworkers have.
Yes.
But it's funny because I wanted to be a dentist, but then I saw like all the science and biology. I'm like, no, I can't do that. And then I started taking a photography class in high school, mm-hmm. as an elective, and it was film photography, like going into the back room, and it was awesome. Like, I liked it, I enjoyed it.
Right.
And then there was a graphic design elective, and then I joined that, and it was one project. I remember that the teacher told us to take a picture of an object and then take a picture of our classmate and then combine it, do something with it together. And I did it, and he sent it to an art show or something. I was mm-hmm. like, oh, I'm really good at this. And then the other thing is I'm very, what do you call it? I critique myself too much, or I'm too hard on myself.
Are you?
So I never think my designs are good enough. So I didn't think that was good enough, but when then he sent it to the art show, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have, and then I started looking into it, and I was like, well, I mean, advertising is something that I don't think is never gonna go away. Mm-hmm. And I liked it. Then I, like, during that class, and then I started taking more like art electives, but I'm never a drawer, so I'm just a graphic designer on the computer, graphics.
Okay. Do you still have an interest in photography, or was that sort of the entryway into it for you?
It was the entry. I mean, I'm always interested, and I always like to grab a camera and try to take pictures.
Right.
I would love to learn more. I just have never not had the chance, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, I want to learn more. It's never.
I haven't followed up on that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But that's
maybe one day.
Okay. But that's what led you into the graphic design world.
Yeah.
And so once you get into graphic design, what do you find out about yourself or about your own sense of creativity? You mentioned that you're very hard on yourself. What's that all about?
Like, even till now, or like, no, back up. When I graduated, I had to do, like, obviously a portfolio. And the Art Institute, before you graduated, they will have the portfolio review. And it was the invited companies that were looking for just graduates to work at their companies. And I got like 7. I didn't think my portfolio was that good. Like, I was like, oh, that's it. I would look at other people that I was like, oh, that's great. That sounds. But I didn't think mine was great. But I got 7 interviews out of that. And I got like 4 job opportunities just graduating. So that I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to be less hard on myself. But then like I said, I overthink stuff. So designing something, like I'll start designing. I know I don't like that. Change it like 3 times. Then I go back to the beginning, show Erin, and she's like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm like,
first impression's usually correct.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so hard on myself. Like, I mean, there are things that I like that I do, but not all the time until like Erin or Sydney like, oh, I like that. I'm like, oh, really? But then I love what they do, but I'm always hard on myself.
Now, is that a trait that you have in all aspects of your life, or just design? Are you
so.
really critical of yourself at all times?
Oh yeah, like even like I told you, like being here, and like I kept telling Erin or my husband, like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, I'm not interested. Like, my story's not interesting. And they were like, no, you'll do great. You have an interesting story. Like, I will sit and talk to my husband. What am I gonna say? Like, I don't draw. I don't watch anime. He's like, well, that's what you can talk about. I was like, okay, well, but I'm always like critiquing myself.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I know we all do that to some degree, but as an outside observer of you over a long period of time, you are a talented person. You're a bright person. You've got a nice, outgoing, like really pleasant personality and demeanor. You're fun. Like you've got a lot going on, so I think you're probably a little bit too hard on yourself, right?
Just hearing you say that, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Was your mom that way? Was she?
Oh, no. My mom she's outgoing. She wants to be the center of attention. She's
right.
Oh yeah. No. Mom is something. Her and I are very different. I behave more like the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like hearing you say all those stuff, I'm like, I'm not outgoing. I'm very quiet.
Well, I mean, it's not like you come storming through the door here, like, ta-da, here I am, right? Yeah. But I mean, I've always found you to be very personable and pleasant. And at the same time, you got your head down and you do what you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to hear.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. So, do you find this critique process, does it slow you down, or does it ultimately get you to where you want to be? It
depends, because like I said, like I'll sit down, design something pretty fast, but I'm like, no, I don't like this, and then I can spend hours changing it. Mm-hmm. So that takes time away from what other projects that I can be working on.
Right.
But then once I show Erin, like maybe she'll change here, but that looks great. Like, okay, so I have to stop. I've tried not to like change it too much and just show Erin first, or like Sydney, like, what do you think? And then they'll tell me, oh yeah, that looks good, or change this and that. So I've been trying to spend so much time critiquing myself and having like someone else look at it first.
Is there some sort of fear of rejection? It's sort of like you don't like, you're afraid to put it out there and somebody's going to critique it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of beat yourself up on it first for a while.
Yeah. Or like sending it to a client, like, oh no, I don't like that. I hate that. Like, oh, okay.
But you're a girl who's gone into like, complete strange environments and succeeded. So like, what are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Was there some traumatic event in your life that you're just like, oh my God?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's just how I don't know. I overthink stuff, critique myself too hard. And I know that's something I have to work on, because like I said, like the overthinking, especially this past year with coronavirus. Oh my God. It was taking a toll. Like I was having anxiety attacks that I've never had. So I know that's something I need to work on.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'll get there.
Yeah. No, I understand. We're all a work in progress, right? We're all a work in progress. So you've spent the bulk of your graphic design career working on retail automotive advertising and marketing. Yeah. Do you find that the limitations of our business from a stylistic perspective, do you feel limited in what you can do, or do you feel that within, let's call it the confines of what needs to be done for our business, that you still have flexibility?
Now, I feel like there's like a limited amount of things that I can do. Like when I first started, like compliance wasn't as strict, and we can get away with like blending a car like with a different background. But now brands are like, no, you can only use our pictures. It's like, okay, well, I have fun with Poplex.
For those listening that don't know, Poplex is our one non-automotive account. It's a doggy daycare business owned by my friend Joel. And I didn't realize, I shared this with him and he got a big laugh, because I didn't realize, it was Sydney mentioned it as well too during her episode, that Poplex is sort of like, if you're having a stressful day, Aaron's like, here,
look at puppies.
Work on the Poplex and look at some puppies and what have you.
I have a lot of fun with the puppies, because like I said, we're restricted with like compliance and stuff. Right. But I enjoy it. I don't mind. Right. But I would like to have more like different like outside the automotive field. Like that would be awesome.
Like if you were to say, okay, over the next few years, I would love to be able to do more of this or do more of that. Would it all fall within graphic design, or are there other areas, maybe photography, or like what other areas would you like to expand your creative talents and abilities into?
Like the photography and like going out on the shoot last Thursday. That was fun.
Yeah.
I had fun helping out. And just watching Donna work and everything.
Enjoyed that?
Yeah, it looked cool. Yeah.
What did you like? What did you like about it?
I don't know, the experience of just being there and the directing and watching it come to life. Like it was cool. I've always liked that. Like I've been on 2 shoots with Williamson, but last week was cool because I got to help out and I got to be the Spanish director.
Oh, that's great. Well, yeah, and because you are our resident Spanish language expert, and you've translated thousands of pieces of content and copy for us, and so you guys were down at Williamson, which I'm really excited to see the the outcome of that shoot, because I think they're going to be great. Yeah, awesome. I know you had a good time, which is cool. All right, well, that's something that we'll have to consider. Yeah. What part in your life does creativity play? And I realize it's a very broad question, but if you look at your life, does your creative ability and talents, or do your creative ability and talents, is graphic design sort of the sole place where you apply that, or is there a creative aspect that you apply to your whole life?
No, I think it's just graphic design. Because I try like decorating my house, like interior design, and no, it doesn't work.
That's not your thing?
No. I've tried drawing. No, it doesn't work.
No.
Photography.
Okay.
Yeah. I also used to do a lot of video, what do you call it? Like for my parents' birthdays, like, I'll do a video with pictures and stuff, and it was cool. But I've tried now doing it here with like After Effects and stuff. Like, no, never mind. Thank you. No, maybe it's just graphic design.
Right. But now, do you mess around with making videos on your phone and stuff like that? Because I know you're a big TikTok star.
Oh no, no, not now.
I couldn't help it. Seems like the appropriate time to...
No, it was just last year during the whole...
During COVID.
Yeah, that everyone got on TikTok, and I decided to do that. But no, I don't know. I've tried, and like I said, my daughter, she wants to be a YouTuber.
Right.
And we'll shoot videos because she'll be like, Mommy, record this for my... And she watches YouTube channels, like, of kids playing with toys. I don't know, that's very weird.
Right.
But she was like, record this. And we're like, okay, we put the camera. And she was like, hi, guys, welcome back to my channel.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has it. She has her whole intro, like, set.
And she's what? She's 6, right?
She's 6, yeah.
She's 6, and she's got, like, a full intro to her channel.
Oh, yeah. Like, I was telling Brad that 2 weeks ago, she learned how to ride her bike without training wheels. Mm-hmm. And my husband had been trying to get her to do that since last year. So it was last year, again, during COVID, that she started with, like, the whole YouTube. And she's like, Mommy, let's record a video of me trying to ride my bike. So we're like, okay. And she gave up. She didn't want to do it. She just didn't want to. But 2 weeks ago, she did it. And she's like, Daddy, we have to record a video. Because remember, we shot that video last year. I couldn't do it. So my husband was like, okay, fine. Took out his phone. And then she's like, hi, guys. Remember last year I was trying to ride my bike? I did it. So that's something I wanted to tell you guys. Never to give up.
No way.
And we're like, my husband showed me that video. I was like, where is she getting this from? Yeah, she was like, yeah, never give up. You just have to tell yourself not to ever give up. And look, I can ride my bike. And she takes off riding her bike.
No way. At 6.
Yeah, but so she, like, what I was going to, she wants us to record the videos. Right. And then I tried, like, okay, let me try editing this. I tried, and I was like, this is too much. Like, I can't, like, okay, the music, the words and stuff. And I did it, but my husband and I, we haven't decided to put it on YouTube yet. Right. I don't know. She's too young.
Right.
And I don't know.
How does that, as a parent, how do you feel about that, right? I mean, you're watching your daughter at 6 years old seemingly and organically just step into, let's call it a role that a lot of people are now, playing to some degree, which is broadcasting themselves doing something to the rest of the world. Like, how does that make you feel as a parent with your 6-year-old daughter?
Like, nowadays, it's like I get nervous because of God knows who's watching and how much info can you give so people don't find out where you are. Like, I get nervous. Actually, no, I lied. My husband did start a family channel, and we posted like one video, but it's us with her. Like, I don't think I'll ever allow her just to be on her own and just post whatever she wants. Like, no, I don't know. Like the channels she watches is like little kids with like a family channel. Right. And they play games and stuff. And I think that's what she also wants to do. Mm-hmm. My husband has edited the videos. Like the 1 or 2 videos that he has there. And she's always trying to check, like, Mommy, how many followers do I have?
No way, really?
Yeah, she's like, I want my YouTube play button. Like, once you get certain amount of subscribers, YouTube sends you like a plaque or whatever, like the golden. Oh yeah, she knows all this. Yeah.
At 6?
At 6, yeah. I'll show you one video where she starts with her introduction and stuff. Like, I told her, like, one of my husband's like, Mommy's gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. And she's like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Where did, like, how do they, at 6 years old, how do they even get that information? I mean, I guess, obviously, I mean, they get it on YouTube or whatever. Yeah, but for her to know that there's, like, these accreditations and how many followers and all that stuff already at 6 years old.
Yeah, I mean, because of the videos she watches, is like, I sit down and I watch what she's looking at, obviously. And I see it, like the little girls, how they start, with the parents, hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Remember to hit the subscribe button. So that's where she started to get it. Mm-hmm. And like with the followers and the play button, yeah.
So how do you, when I look at my children, at 3 and almost 1, they're, Sabrina watches tons of YouTube videos of cartoons and stuff like that. She loves cartoons. But they're still fascinated with the phone, and we really limit the amount of time that we even let them hold it. Half the time we just don't. How do you, if she has this proclivity and this desire, right? Like, how do you guide that, right? You know, in a way that
I haven't figured that
there's
out.
like there's no rule book for that. There's no owner's manual, right?
Like we only let her watch like YouTube during the weekends.
Right.
And she knows that, like, especially if she behaves good during the week and she does what she has to do, her homework now that she's in school.
Right.
That's the only time we let her. But like you asked to guide her through it or help her, we've never sat down and right now we just see it as she's having fun. Right. And that's why we've recorded a bunch of videos, but we haven't posted. And she'll ask us, "Oh, mommy, I want to watch my video on YouTube." Like yeah, here. It's on the phone, but not on YouTube. But I don't know. We haven't sat down hey, is this something serious? She's 6 years old. So I'm like, okay, in a year she's going to forget about it. No, it's been a year and she's still with her YouTube channel.
So when you come home one day and her bedroom looks like this, you'll be like, okay.
Oh, we even bought her like a little vlog camera, which is for kids. Right. So in case, because my husband got a GoPro and she tried like recording with it and we're like, okay, no. You're going to drop this. So I went on Amazon, found like a little kid's camera. She used it for like 1 or 2 weeks and that's it. So that's why I'm like, okay, she's not serious about it. Right. I mean, she's 6 years old. I don't know.
That's funny. Wow. Like what a different world that we're, oh yeah, experiencing as parents and watching kids come up and, there's no stopping any of it. So and I would imagine it's no different than perhaps our parents or their parents felt about kids and what they were doing at that particular time, right? It's just, there's just always something new that kids are getting into and that they enjoy. Yeah. Do you you mentioned that when you were growing up, your family insisted that you guys speak Spanish in the household. Is that how it is in your household as well too? No. No.
I mean, my daughter, she grew up she was 1.5 when she started daycare. Actually 3 when she went back. Okay. But in the house we live with my mother-in-law and my in-laws. Obviously, we only speak Spanish with them. But once she started school and watching TV in English, she only wants to speak English now, especially with us. Even though my husband and I both speak Spanish, he's from Peru, right. I'm from Colombia, we feel more comfortable speaking in English for some reason.
The two of you together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but obviously we'll speak Spanish here and there. Right. I've tried to speak to my daughter in Spanish. Like I when I think about it, I'm like, wait, I should speaking Spanish to her. But with the daily things and like going here and there, I forget, and I end up speaking in English with her. So obviously now she doesn't want to speak in Spanish to us. Right. She speaks in Spanish to grandma and grandpa and like my parents whenever we call them and stuff. Right. But with us, she just doesn't want to. Like, she just refuses. Or the only time she does is when we like pray at night. Then she because we're praying in Spanish. Then she'll finish with whatever she wants to say. But other than that, she just doesn't want to. And like, it's sad because I've always said, oh no, whenever I have my kids, I'm only gonna speak in Spanish to them and like so they can have both languages. And I see her struggling now speaking Spanish. So I keep telling my husband, no, we have to speak in Spanish to her, but we forget.
Yeah, we've similar situation with us. My wife, is only speaks in Russian to Sabrina and Nicholas, and I'm really glad for that because there's that constant reinforcement of the language. And I watch Sabrina now. She speaks. My mother-in-law is living with us right now. Are visiting, and she speaks to them in Russian. That's awesome. All the time, and then to me she speaks in English. And awesome. It's really fascinating, particularly as a person. I'm not particularly gifted at languages. I struggle with other languages, so to watch her be able to bounce back and forth. But I know that my wife has also had concerns about when Sabrina ultimately goes to daycare, preschool, or whatever she goes to, that at some point in time, there's just going to be that ramp up of her speaking English, and how do we continue to help reinforce the the Russian language at home so that she truly is a bilingual person.
I think like where we messed up was we let her watch TV in English, And I did that like let her watch the Disney movies in English, because I was like, oh, whenever we go to Disney, so she can understand and sing the songs in English and stuff. But no, I messed up there, because now whenever I try to put something in Spanish, it's like, I don't understand, but I know she understands.
Right, but she's just become more comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's where, and obviously having her in daycare. I mean, she did struggle at the beginning when she started daycare, because we only spoke Spanish at home and stuff. But she picked it up so quick. And now she only speaks in English with her little cousin and with us. She doesn't want to speak in Spanish.
Right.
Yeah, we have to keep trying. But like, so I tell my parents and my in-laws, I'm like, don't try practicing English with her. Like, speak Spanish. Yeah.
We kind of screwed this up, so don't make it any worse.
If she feels that they can speak English, then she'll start speaking in English.
Right.
Like, that's what I tell her. Like, you have to practice your Spanish so you can keep talking to grandma and grandpa, or else how are you going to talk to them? And then so she tries with them.
Right.
But with us, she just doesn't. I'll speak in Spanish with her, she'll answer back in English.
It's so interesting when you think about it. All the, literally hundreds of years, people from all around the world coming to this country, learning a new language, finding their way into the country via, work and education, and building a life, and that how this great melting pot does ultimately contribute to some of the leaving behind of the language and culture. Not entirely, I mean, without a doubt, but it takes a generation or two, but before you know it, you've got American children, right? That are no longer necessarily, they are of Colombian or Peruvian heritage, but they born and raised here and learn this language and speak the English language. And how long, when your daughter, if she were to have children at some point in time, is that when the full transformation of a 1, 2, 3 to 4 generational process?
Yeah. And it's funny, because I've also lost a lot of Spanish. Like, I say I don't speak English well, but then I don't speak Spanish well either. Like, when I've gone, the first time I went back to Colombia, I thought I speak perfect Spanish. I know how to read, write. Obviously, I grew up, like, when I came here, I already knew how to write, read, everything. But then my cousin was like, oh, you have an accent. You have a funny accent. I was like, no, I don't. Like, yeah.
What, a funny Spanish accent?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like, I have, like, the American Spanish
American
accent.
Spanish,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't notice it, obviously. But when I go to Colombia, or, like, I was getting my nails done in Colombia when I went back, and the lady was like, oh, you're not from here, right? I was like, no, why? She's like, oh, because you speak funny. I was like, oh. Well, I guess I don't speak Spanish well, and I don't speak
Well, I've never thought you don't speak English well. I mean, your English is totally. I mean, I think that you speak English with just the lightest hint of the fact that you're from Colombia originally.
Yeah, it's funny.
So, final question, final thought. I heard somebody asking this morning, when's the next World Cup? And I know that you know, don't you?
Next year, sorry.
Next summer?
I think so. Well, they've been having a lot of problems with, like, COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I know my husband's into soccer more than I am. He played soccer and everything, so he knows.
Right.
They were supposed to do the what do you call it? Like the games to see who's gonna go to the World Cup, and they play like different.
There's different like international.
Yeah, like right now, like
right?
South America's doing that.
Right.
So I think this week they were supposed to play some games, but they canceled it because of COVID. So now I don't know what's gonna happen with the World Cup, but I think it's supposed to be next year.
All right. Well, I look forward to that, because one of my memories of you is whenever we have World Cup on here during the summer, you got your full Colombia gear.
Oh, yeah.
I know both you and Jose will be rocking that.
Yeah. Well, if we go, we'll see if Colombian goes.
Wow. Have they ever not?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, it's been like, I think 2 World Cups. The past 2 were like the first time I remember seeing Colombia in the World Cup. And last World Cup was very special because Peru went for the first time in years. So that was very exciting to see
How did
my husband, like,
right?
especially him being fanatic of soccer and seeing his country there. It was awesome.
World Cup's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's I think it's, and I'm not a huge soccer fan, or I'm not a huge World Cup fan, but I find it to be my favorite sporting event time, because there's just something so international about it, and exciting, and it's fun. Yeah. I really like it. So I look forward to the next time we get to have that on here at the office. All right, so let's see. So we have, that's been 15, 35, how about my math, Chris? 50 minutes.
Already?
Yeah, see, you were worried we had nothing to talk about, or what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
We've been talking for almost an hour. Yeah. How about that?
No, that went fast.
All right. Yeah. Cheers to you, Paula. Thank you.
you.
I'm really glad that we were able to spend this time to talk.
Me
it's
too.
Great. Good to get to know you better. You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks. Great job.
All right.